Hey guys, and welcome back again. Now in this particular video we are going to be talking about HTML, and we are writing our first code inside the HTML. Okay, now how we gonna start it? We can just go for to create a file. Okay, so to create a file the extensions will be .html for the file. Okay, so I'm going for index name. Okay, you can go for any name, but make sure that index is a root element. Okay, whatever you are trying to build a project, your index.html file is the main file that executes. Okay, if you're coming from any other programming background, we know that there are a main function which execute first, and after that you will just compile all other things. But inside here, index.html is a main thing. Okay, it's a root file that will execute at the first. Okay, so I'm just click on HTML and you can see the empty file is there and all that. So how we gonna able to perform it? So let's get started with hello world. Okay, there is no any programming thing like print and console.log or anything else. We're just trying to just print this on our web page. For that, what we can do, you can see at the bottom it is go live. That means our live server is activated, and hope so you know that we are installed our extensions in the previous video, how we can install the live servers and all that. And click on right click. If you don't see that live server, you can just click on right click and you can see open with live server, or you may have see this in another way as well, like go or run with live server or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, these are the two most important options for you. And okay, if you can click on okay, so if you click on index.html and right click onto there, you will see open with live server. So there are a couple of options for that, and you can see the hello world is there, right? So if you see the hello world, then what I will do, you can see live reload is not possible without the body or head tag. So first option, first thing out in your mind is that what exactly the tag is. So HTML is not consider only the text, it is also comes with some of the tags properties. Okay, tags will be like anything which you can say the element. Okay, so if I just put in element, every single element has its close property inside HTML. Okay, so you can say that the element is you just need to declare it. Element is kind of a stuff where you can add your things. Okay, but you always need to close it. There are some tags, or you can say elements, which are self-closed, but we will talk about in a couple of later videos. But right now just understand this is just a tags, and HTML is consist with its own tags as well to help us to write a simple web page. So how we're gonna start it? First we need to define HTML. So HTML, now HTML is also a tag that will define that whatever you're writing is an HTML markup language. Okay, HTML language. So inside HTML, as we know that the error will comes and say that body and head are missing up. So all this thing, HTML consists two parts. First, which is head, second, which is body, and that's what we need. Okay, so if I consider the body, it's also closes the tag. Okay, here is the opening tag, here is the closing tag. Okay, did you get it? Cool. Now what exactly the head and body? Now you can consider as a head as this point. Here is our head. So whatever you look like here, it is a head. Now you might be thinking like, hey, why it's it 127, and why the Visual Studio Code website has document for Visual Studio Code, and why we are seeing this IP address and all this localhost things. So what exactly this? Can we change it? Yes, of course we can change it, but for that we need to use another tag. I know it little bit confusing to you, but still you can say it's easy. Okay, now I'm just putting a title there. So title will set the title for this particular name. Okay, what I will do, I will say HTML stuff. Okay, it's easy, it's not too much hard. Okay, you just go on here. If you can save it and you can just go out here and just refresh it, you can see HTML stuff. It's cool, right? You can just change whatever you wanted by the using of titles and all that. So right now in this video, I'm just going to be focusing on heading tag, what exactly the heading is and all the stuffs. So now you might be thinking like, hey, when we are creating a file, we need to write that much amount of code, right? So if you are using a Visual Studio Code, then you have a emit. Now emit is a function, or you can say a great thing for the VS Code that will help us to write HTML code in a better way. Okay, let me give you an idea. So first of all, if I just click on this icon, or you can say emit abbreviation, what is it? It will just write this code for you. Okay, that's cool, right? So if I click on this, you can see this is an easiest part. Now you might be thinking like, what is gibberish code that he is writing right now? Okay, you got the point, right? It is a HTML close, this is a body, this is a head, and we got the point. Now body is that here are the white block which is called as a body. Okay, now and the head, which we know that we are added the title, and title is what? Document. Okay, save it, refresh it, and you can say document is here. Okay, now it's also fine, but what is this meta and all these things, right? So first of all, let's understand the language, which is English, and then you will say doc type HTML. Now it's nothing, it just define that whatever the documentation type will be, it's just an HTML, and that's it. Okay, you don't need to worry about too much about it. Okay, if you don't write it, that's so fine, but it is a better way to write that because it's defines that it whatever the document is, it is an HTML. Okay, so that's why we need to write it. Especially if you are using a notepad, it needs. Okay, now next thing, which is a character set, UTF-8. These three things, I don't want to give you so much time to just give an understanding of it, how exactly it's work and all that. When I learned about HTML, I literally saying that I don't know about meta and all that, but after that sometime I'll get the point. But for that, just a reason, if you're getting an question about the meta in exam, you can just tackle it out. What exactly the meta is? Meta is just a tag that comes with a viewport, and this is a viewport. What the viewport is, whatever the website a full screen width is and all that, that's called as viewport, content width, device width. Now in some of the cases you will see that documentation for HTML, it's well structured, right? Like it's getting started is also comes on the top of that particular description. So that's setting the width. Okay, it is also defined at the device width, and that's why we write it this code. Okay, a scale means what exactly you are zoom and getting the back of 100% zoom or 100% zoom and all that is called as a scale. So that's why scale is required. XUV capability or H, it really doesn't matter at all. I really don't know what it, why the gibberish is, but definitely it is useful. Okay, it is useful. And UTF is I think it's a language type or something. It's a character set. Okay, you don't need to remember it, because if you're using a Visual Studio Code, you are going to write it by the using of explanation sign. Okay, so I don't think that it is too much heavy to get started. Okay, and I don't think it will come on to the exam. And you might be see that, hey, meta is not closed yet, so can we close it, the meta and all that? So definitely you don't need it, because it's a self-closing tag, and this is a self-closing tag type. Okay, I hope you got the point. This is a self-closing tag, but sometimes the self-closing tag will be defined differently. That we will be talking in the couple of videos, but still this is a self-closing, and you don't need to remember all the things about the meta. It is not necessary. Okay, if you're writing in code in notepad as well, you don't need to write this kind of stuff. Okay, that's completely fine. All right, it's just to define it. And yeah, if you're going for the professional level, I don't think that you are using notepad. And this kind of code will becomes with another frameworks and all the stuffs, so you don't need to write these things, so don't worry about it. Now let's go with title, and we can say learning HTML. Okay, I hope you got the point. Yeah, that's it, that's changing up. So this is our code where we are starting to write our HTML and finding out what exactly inside HTML things. Okay, I hope you get the point. I hope you understand the basic structure of HTML. First, let's understand HTML close, heading close, and third thing about the body. Okay, whatever you write inside the body, like hello or anything, it will be going on to that particular blank page. Okay, you can see. So I hope you now get the point. Okay, don't worry, just get the things ready, what exactly the body does, what exactly the heading part is does, and that's it all. That's what you need, okay, for this video. Let's catch up in the next one. Let's see in the next, okay, what exactly we are exploring in the next. Okay.